My father had to send 2 cows. People from my place, my brother and another one gentleman called Mwagwa Kirisha, they took these cows. And it's quite a distance. I was asking him how they managed to take those cows there. We did all the Kikuyu customary things that we finished. That is when we were told, now you can start your wedding.
Wedding day, you might think it is so good, but there is something that you feel. Now you are departing from your home, especially when the bridegroom and the best man and my best lady. Now they are taking your belongings, you are just walking, you are feeling like you are going somewhere you will never come back. Baka you shed tears. I'm Jennifer Njeri Budhia.
Okay, haya.
Mine is Sam Budhia Kabanga.
So, Budhia.
Yes.
Okay. So, Sam, I know we like to say ladies first, but when did you meet your partner?
Back in 1973, we used to travel to many places to sell drugs and visit doctors. And one day we met, we were just driving. On our way, we met a beautiful girl with driver, Dr. Mushiri. We had a friend called Dr. Mushiri we were going with. We met a girl, a nice girl, and she was just walking. And then I was attracted by the hair myself. And I told the driver, kindly stop. Wacha tuongee na huyu. So he stopped and I talked to her. I told, well, let us give you a lift, madam. She said, no, I'm going only about 200 or 300 meters here. So she refused, but I persuaded her until she agreed. So she entered the vehicle and we went the 300 meters. Then she said, this is my place. So we told her, okay, go well, but next week, because you'll be coming the same place where you are, you come to your place. We want to have some chapatis in your place. So that following week, we actually passed, and through our word, we went to her place. She had prepared very nice chapatis, very nice. And then we told her, good. I later learned that she was a teacher. She was teaching at a school called Kenyoho there. And whenever we were passing through that place, we were coming to greet her in the school. And that is how we started.
So, what was your experience throughout this time in Arakuja and he's telling you to make chapatis? How did you feel when you were making those chapatis?
No, making chapatis, it was not an issue because I was used then to cook and cook well. When I was in school, we were doing home economics and home planning. I went to a good school, national school, whereby girls were introduced to many things in the house, to keep house clean, to keep myself clean. Everything was in order. So when he told me about the coming, I thought the best food I could give to them, it was treasures. I say what nejua long time. So I thought, let me make chapati. At least it was fast and I was used then. It was not a new thing. So that is how I welcomed them. And then when they came, they just took crunch. And later on, they departed and then went back. So that particular school they were passing is a road like this one, going straight, a road, but the school was on the right. So they could not even pass. Seeing the school, they were tempted to enter. And they were, in fact, I introduced them to the head teacher. They are in staff room. I told him, these are just a friend. They are going, and sometimes they pass here. So that is how we came to meet. And then it took us at least a story, like a long story.
Okay. I don't know whether that long story can be made short. When now you started looking at you like
Okay. Now, when once we met, then I told her to come to Nairobi. I was staying in Nairobi myself, and I invited her to come to Nairobi. When she came, we went to Uhuru Park. We had pictures and fun. And then in the evening, we went to Cameo Cinema. Cameo Cinema was one of the most famous cinemas that time. And we went to Cameo Cinema until evening, around 7 or 7:30. Then we came out of the cinema. We went home to Kagemi. I was staying in Kagemi. We went home to Kagemi. Then she spent the weekend there. And Monday morning, she went to school. And after that, she was coming almost every other weekend. And that is how we bonded. That was early 1973. And since I did not have any other issues, we had to tell our parents that we wanted to get married. And once we told them, then they said it was quite in order. So we started arrangements for the wedding. And on October 5th of October 1974, that is when we married at ACK. No, that time it was CPK. Idhogori
St.
Church.
Peter's.
St. Peter's Church. Idhogori, that is in Gaishajiro. That was Gaishajiro location, but it's called Idhogori. And that is how it started. We got married on that 5th of October 1974. That is how it started.
how old was she when you were doing the wedding?
I think she was either 22 or 23. How old were you?
How old is her there? 24.
24. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
About my age.
Yes.
All right. So when you went and told your parents about Mr. Sam, how are you feeling?
Sometime you do not even start with the wedding. You introduce someone. The first time they came with another friend of his, and it was our best man. You know, you have to introduce them. They cannot just come out of nowhere. So I introduced this one is so and so. And then introducing them to my parents. My father then was alive, even my mother. They used to pass. So already being known, they are friends. But they pass to school. Sometimes if they enter, it's okay. If they go straight, it's okay. There was no problem. But you have to introduce in a proper way to your parents. It's not like somebody passing. You have to keep your dignity because it is in the village. You introduce someone in a good manner. And that is how we continued.
Actually, before we did the wedding, we had to do all the other Kikuyu custom things. For us, you had to do it, and from her place is called Kaguduine, and our place is quite a distance in Kegumo, somewhere called Gekoe. And once the negotiations were going on, my father had to send 2 cows. People from my place, My brother and another one gentleman called Mwagwa Kirisha, they took these cows. And it's quite a distance. I was asking him how they managed to take those cows there. We did all the Kikuyu customary things and we finished. That is when we were told, now you can start your wedding. We prepared the wedding and we did it.
So, on the wedding day, what do you remember about your wedding day?
Wedding day, you might think it is so good, but there is something that you feel. Now you are departing from your home, especially when the bride, the bridegroom and the best man and my best lady. Now they are taking your belongings, you are just walking, you are feeling like you are going somewhere, you will never come back. Baka you said tears. Now, like now I'm going. Sometimes you think, now when I go, I'm not coming back here in the evening. It is like, it is quite human that you feel that I wish I would have stayed. But already you have made the decision. So it was not anything so big because we were already used to one another. See? Coming, passing, they could not go through the road without passing there. So if one passes even more than 5 times, you get used. There was nothing very much because I was very much aware and I had also stood for other weddings. My cousin, people marrying, and then studying for one of the mates. So it was not anything so new to me.
There was nothing made during your own wedding apart from you feeling sad that you were leaving your home?
No. During the day, you also feel well because and pray that may this wedding be successful. Okay, we finish well, we start well, we finish well. That's all. You have nothing very much to talk when you are bride. You just watch.
You see, the burden was on ourselves. We had to get transport for all those people. And that during the wedding day, it was also Nairobi International Show. That is the same day.
When was it?
Fifth.
Where did it happen?
Yeah?
We did it at
in my parents.
But then the problem was getting a bus because we had to hire a bus for the parents. So I had a big problem because we did not have even money. We had to look for money. But there's one Asian friend of mine. He's the one who gives me the bridal car. And then he hired that bus for us. And that bus was very expensive because we were supposed to pay 600 shillings for the bus. Hire a bus, a full day was 600 shillings. But this one we had to pay 1,050. So Babukaka paid for that. And then I had, fortunately, I had a few other friends. They were working with Mahindra. That's called Mahindra. They gave us about 4 or 5 vehicles because they were salesmen. So we had quite a number of vehicles for transport. But then this day was not an easy one because when we woke up, we were in Kagemi. We had to travel, get the buses, and then we had to go to Kagodoine. So when we went there, my parents on the other side had to come again because we were coming to Evogori for the service. So when we came, we stayed there, and the service was very good. And when we finished, now that time we did not have photographs being taken there. Fortunately, I had one photographer who was only the person. I think we did not have many with the current photographs. But that guy, we had to go to studio in Bika. So it is from from Githuguri. From Githuguri, once we finished, we had to go home. The parents had said that we must go home first before we go for the photograph. So it's from Githuguri, we went to Kagodoine. We had a very small, a brief session with the parents. Then we went to Vika for photographs. Then from there we had to go to Gikoe. So we were reaching Gikoe at almost 4, 5. I mean, around 4.
Very rich.
And then when we went there, we were using the school compound and the desks, you know, the desks, the primary school desks. And it happened that my wedding was the first one in that place. We had not had another Christian wedding or whatever. It was the first one. So very many people had come. They were enjoying themselves and they were coming to have tea and bread. Because, you know, it was tea and bread. There was nothing else. Rice was very kidogo sana. But mostly people were eating bread. You just put the, what you call, the bluebird and the jam. So people were very happy, and even very many of them remember that that was the first time they ate bread with the butter. So it was good, and it was memorable in our place, because that was the first time that we had an occasion like that one there, and the people enjoyed. And even now I still remember it, and very many people. Even now, when we were doing our anniversary, I was asking people how many were there. If somebody says I was there and they are only 55 years, you tell them no, you could not have come when you were 5 years.
Yeah.
So if anybody came that time, unless they were 60 and above, otherwise it was like that. The day was good, and we finished it. We finished very nicely, and we enjoyed actually.
That's beautiful. And now you're doing how many years? How many years have you been together?
Now, that time, after marriage, we got married in 1974. That is, we celebrated our 50th anniversary last year. So now this is the 51. But before, because we had known ourselves for another 1 or 2 years, so we are talking of around 53 years. Yes.
And the 53 years, madam, what will you say about this man?
Huh?
In the 53 years of living, I want her to tell me what she would say about you.
Okay, there is nothing very much I would say, because there has been nothing wrong. You know, you stay with somebody beating you, he has not brought you up. That would be very bad. But for him, he has been very calm. Not even one day he has tried putting his hand on me. So we have been staying with a lot of peace and battling with life. Nothing very much that I would say specifically this was not good. Because life has to be there. And you have to get ups and downs. But there has never been anything serious that you would have made me take my luggage back in Muranga. You see? So we thank God for the time that we have stayed, especially for that 50 and slightly over 50 years. It has taken the hand of God to have brought us this far. So nothing very much I would say bad. But there is something that I would say also. No, I was teaching in a secondary school. When now I came back this side, I had no work because the work has expired. I decided to go back to school, college here. And I always appreciate, it's good you remember one thing that one has done, as we say in the Bible. You can remember one thing that God has done in your life and change your attitude towards God. So he agreed to pay for me for the college. He would have said, after all, she's a wife. So I went to college for a few years, up and down, up and down. But then I managed to achieve a good certificate, whereby even if I give today, if I would look young, I would get a good job.
What did you go to study for?
I did office management and reception. But then during our time, it was hard and difficult because there were no local exams. Whatever paper you do, it will go abroad and then come back. They don't know who is in Jerry, who is this, except other than applying and putting the word female. They know you are a girl and maybe Jane. They know a man called Jane. So it was also a battle. It was not easy, even during those years. But I thank God and I thank Him that He did it. If I were to be asked the papers I have, they are good papers.
Thanks to them.
I always take this.
So,
Mm.
Sam, what would you say about time the 3 years of living together?
Well, you unaona hii nywele
Nywele ndio ilikuchanganya day one, unajua hivyo?
ilichanganya mimi, but it is okay. Let me say I have not had any issues with Jennifer. We have had our when we got married, we went to Jericho. We stayed at Jericho and we got our firstborn there, called Faith. We got Faith on the 25th of November the same year, 1974. Actually, she was born at 11 a.m. in the morning. And she was our firstborn daughter. We stayed with her. Unfortunately, we lost her 2 years ago, not 2023. And life continued. After 74, then 76, we got our second daughter called Caroline. Unfortunately, she also went. That was in 1992. But God is good. We have other children. We have other 4 children. And they have been very supportive to us. And we have enjoyed ourselves. When they were young, we used to go, Easter time, we used to go to Mombasa, enjoy ourselves. Almost every year we were going to Mombasa, enjoy ourselves and then come back. Although we have not been able to, after when the children go to school, that is when the problems start coming, financial problems. So you cannot even be able to travel to the places that you are traveling. But for now, we do not have issues. And for quite a long time, we have had businesses that we were running together. And it's only a few years that we have been here from COVID time. I was in town all along. But since COVID, we are now here, we are settled here. We are doing a few good things and we still maintain ourselves and we can be able to get our daily bread from what we are doing. Yes.
Okay. So now to Madam Jennifer, what would you advise these young girls out here who are trying to get to this level of having a man for 53 years and being a good wife amongst all the things that are happening in the current world?
What I would say, life is not easy. It needs one to make a total and good decision. Now you have started a home. You have other responsibilities, especially when you get a kid with you. And you should always take your mind back, the process. Now you are given the whole story of coming together. So you should know it's not a hide and seek. It is something so practical, godly, and even involving other people, communities. But foremost, you should know what you are doing. Nothing easy in this world. You have to make your own decision. If I want to go this way, I go that way. and no turning back. Because, like I was telling you, I had to struggle for better for me. The certificates I achieved, even today, other than age, if I give somebody who say, this is a material to work in an office. So you count. Even if one way go down this side, have a spirit of lifting up, because you have also another other hand. So if you fail in one way, that is not all. You would always learn to pursue another thing, to tolerate and to forgive. Unaona? So you have to forgive each other and to know exactly which way am I going to do. You know, like your age now, you just unafanya tu shoulders namna hii, but you don't know the hot spot, the moto iko mbele yako. You don't know what is there ahead of you. But with all the tolerance, with all the patience, and also hard work, you don't have to be lazy in life. He can tell you, if I want to dig, I can dig here very fast. Because I was used to. I don't want to. It is not good to be lazy. You have to count down one and one. So we have not had anything that I would say, as I told you, only battling with life and bringing up children. And we have brought our children together and very well. God providing for the needs. You know, sometimes you can work hard and not succeed. But it has taken the hand of God for us to be where we are today. Like now, we are just lonely here. You see, no. What I mean to be lonely, kila mtu ni busy. Like you now, you are not in your parents' home. Even the young man here, he is also planning to stay alone. You see, with the time. This is what I mean, that God has taken us this far because of a lot of tolerance, a lot of hard work, a lot of forgiving. Many qualities are there. Things, no one is perfect. Naweza enda nitegwe na nyasi, si nitaanguka. But you look at one way. Let your compass be 90 degrees straight to where you are going. Don't fall aside. Yeah.
Okay. As a young man, you meet a lot of girls on the streets and everywhere else. And there comes a time that you do not know which one you want to choose. Iko na wengi, there are so many, and then you don't know. And unfortunately, you get the wrong one because you cannot be able to stick to the one that loves you. Normally, the girl that loves you, you just feel you don't want her. For whatever reason, you don't know. So that is why we say also, we need players when you are choosing a partner. Because you can have a partner who is very good, but you don't want him or her. So it is always good, and don't go to somebody because if it's a girl, she's employed, she's getting some money and you don't have money. Don't go to that girl. Go to somebody who you can agree with or without money. And again, we have had the cases where when a man is working, or both of them are working, and one of them, they can either be the lady or the guy. Then you stay for 2 months, you tell him, no, I'm not going to stay with you again if you're not getting a job. See, now, when you are getting somebody and you say we are going to stay together with or without money, that is where you start gauging. When this person is having no money and he's telling me to go, Or that, on the other hand, the lady is the one who is having the money and is telling the guy to go. Where are you going? And you have been together always. So kindly, it is always good. You better have problems together and God will assist you. Because whenever you have problems, problems will never solve themselves. It is you two to solve those problems. And again, make sure that you do not bring your parents inside katikati ya maneno yenu. When you are talking of your father and your mother, when you start discussing about your partner with your parents, you are going bad, you are doing bad. If you are discussing about something good about your partner, that is okay. But make sure that you don't go and discuss, my husband, my husband, my wife did this. No, you should forget that. And also for the parents, I would advise parents, let those two people do their own thing. If you are having children in school, the way I brought up my children is not the way they are going to bring out their children. Today you are having these phones and whatever. Mtoto unaona ako kwa simu kila wakati. So akija kwangu mimi nitatadika, namwambia hapana, I don't want this. But with their parents they cannot. They are going to tell them, oh, this is the norm. This is the way things are. So if I come in between my children and their spouses, I'm going to do bad. Instead, I would rather get, you see, if it's my son, if the daughter, the wife is there and is coming to me, I don't use that word called daughter-in-law. I don't use it. I say she's my daughter. She's my daughter. I don't mention that word in-law. And if you bring somebody inside, umlete kwako useme, you are my daughter, I don't want to hear that other language. She will know that she's welcome. Anything that she's going to do, or anything that man is going to do, is doing it because he's doing it for the parents. So you have to be very careful. The handling of daughters and sons-in-law. And you have even seen in movies and whatever, there are very many mother-in-laws who have caused chaos in the houses of their sons and their daughters. Mostly mothers, not fathers, because fathers do not have that lot of time to go in. But I would urge, if you are a daughter, if you are a girl and you are married, don't bring your issues or your issues with your husband, don't bring them to your parents. Unless it is very critical, ukuje umwambie unajua kulikuwa, you ask for advice. And before even you go to your parent, ask for advice from somebody else. Because remember, most of the parents will always be biased on the other side of the daughter or the son. Quite a number of them have done this. And you end up making that home, you spoil the home because of something very small. And then even if you cause chaos, after some time you see that again they are together. So you'll be left yourself on the other side. It's not the best. So for you, if you get a good husband, if you get a bad husband, try to make him good. Do all the things that you can be able to make. Because
you can't change someone.
You can. There are many things that you can be able to do. And your husband, you see, okay, let's say you get a husband who is a drunkard. If you get a drunkard and you knew that your husband was a drunkard when you got married, isn't it? So when you knew that the husband was a drunkard, there is a way that you can still let him take, but you make him take less. If you allow him to come home and make sure that he's very happy at home, he will definitely forget where he was going. I'm telling you as a man, if that man comes to your home, then you do something very nice to him. Even if he is drunk, don't mention anything to do with the drink, but do other small good things. Then tomorrow, atauliza, hey, I think I better go slightly earlier. You do like this one until you control him. You'll be taking drinks only on the weekend. Yes, that is exactly what you are. But if you come, when he comes, he tells you, go to where you are drinking, you can even go back there. Then, if somebody was telling him, well, let us go somewhere else, he will go. Men are like that. There are others who are just like that. When you tell him to go back, he was very willing to go back.
Yeah.
So it is up to you. If you are having somebody, you can be able to bring this somebody because you got married to this one. Say, God gave me this man. Why can't I change him? Or God gave me this wife. Why can't I change him? Change her. And then on, they will know that something is not working, and they will be good. Then after 1 year or 2 years, you start saying, oh, this is the best person that you have had. And also we have most of the people, there are people who say they don't want to go to church. There are others who say, I must go to church. There can be a conflict. You want to go to church and your husband want to take you out somewhere. Sometimes you have had this kind of conflict. Sit down and agree. I am not going to church, but sio lazima tuende na wewe. So you go to church, let me go to where I was going. But after some time, then you can agree. If you had to go to church, then you go back to where you are going. And also don't forget, even church, there has been many problems with the churches. Their own, for whatever reason, we don't want to discuss about the church.
Yes, yes.
So people have their own issues, but it is good if you can be able to tame that wild animal that you got married to, tame it, and then you will be okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, lastly, for this part of the interview, I would like, I don't know whether let's start with Mr. Sam. Mr. Sam, kindly give Madam Jennifer here your Valentine's message.
Jerry. Gaciri gaku gathondeke kagire gakorwo ge kega na no ngwendete. Just that.
Translation, Jerry, tengeneza nywele yako ikuwe fiti na bado nakupenda. Yes. Madam, your message to Mr. Sam here.
Now I don't know what I can say because he's borrowed-headed. But what I would say, let him be very smart. He is normally smart, but during Valentine is a good day. He has to be smart. He has to eat well. He can suggest where we can go to have lunch with our daughter here.
Okay.
Yes. Can you see we are alike?
Yes. I don't know whether you can come just to see whether you look alike.
We look alike.
Yes, just to stand here.
Always people tell me, is this your daughter? Yes.
Yeah.
Even you will see that we are alike.
I see the resemblance. Yeah.
Enda chini kidogo.
Akuja hapa.
Niko sawa.
Okay. Sawa.
Some people tells me, hey, this is your daughter. She resembles you a lot. Then I say, yes, she is my daughter. Huh? We have stayed back, we resemble to one another.
And they share birthday anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, we do.
When is the birthday?
21st March.
21st
Yes.
March, they share birthday by coincidence. And I love them both.
Yes.
So,
Because Valentine is happening now, it's just lovers. Give your parents a message for Valentine's.
I want to tell them I love them very much from the bottom of my heart. They have taught us many things. We keep learning every day. There's something new every day we learn from them. And I would pray that God may keep them, and so that we continue to emulate that love and that unionship they've had, so that we can transfer it also to ourselves. Yes.